This is an example of how God's peace is being planted in Latin America. Not long ago, Tocoto lived on the streets in Montevideo, the capital city of Uruguay. Through the loving witness of two senior citizens, Teresa and Dorita, both trained with Impact's Disciples Making Disciples, God touched Tocoto's heart, and he came to experience the peace of Christ. They formed a house of peace in the park where Tocoto and his friends lived. Tocoto and others were freed from alcohol and despair. Several now have stable employment and housing for the first time in years. The transformation in Tocoto's life caught the attention of his longtime friend Juan. Juan lived in Ciudad del Plata, about 20 miles west of Montevideo. But when he heard about the change in Tocoto, he traveled the distance to attend the House of Peace. Upon hearing Tocoto's story, Juan thought, if God could change Tocoto, he can change me. So he opened his heart to Christ and experienced forgiveness, peace, and joy. He could not wait to get home and tell his wife, Leticia. But at first, Leticia didn't believe him and did not even want to hear about it. But when she saw the change in Juan, she decided to check it out for herself. Going to the House of Peace was the first time she had ever attended a church. She immediately felt the warmth of God's presence and wanted more. Tocoto and Gladys, an Impact leader, followed up with her a few days later. As they talked, Leticia shared things she had never told anyone before. She was able to identify sin, and as she confessed it to them and to God, her bitterness was uprooted. She experienced forgiveness and peace, and she wanted to be baptized as a sign of new life in Christ. Juan and Leticia invited Tocoto and Gladys to come back. So Tocoto, Gladys, and Gladys's husband began meeting weekly to disciple Juan and Leticia, who invited family and friends to join them. Many of them came to know the Lord through their witness and have become regular participants in this new house of peace in Ciudad del Plata. This is the way God's peace is spreading from person to person, multiplying new believers, new leaders, and house churches in Uruguay and all over Latin America.